Welcome home, Raiders. Tonight! So I guess the song from last week did it because I am in the classic WoW beta, and the sights and sounds are so beautiful and so much, they remind me so much of vanilla, even though I wasn't really there. And I've been at it for a couple of hours now. I am only level 6 and a half, and I've been getting killed pretty readily by the pale mane tanners and skinners here in Mulgore. Yeah. But it's beautiful. It's really great, and I'm so happy to be here, and we'll have more of this in a little bit as Convert to Raid presents the Battlenet News!
Ah, yes. Anything for a bit. That's me. That's me. From the CTR Command Post in Sacramento, California. Today is May 21st, 2019, and it is now 7:11 in the PM Pacific Time. Thanks so much for joining us from all around the world of Warcraft and beyond. My name is Pat Krane. I'm your host, and as always, we do have a player for you. From Lagging Balls, it's Thyst. Hello, Thyst.
Hi, Pat Krane.
Hello. How are you?
I'm so good. It's been so great going back in time.
Gotta go
Like that
back
song.
in time. Right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I just wanted to hear you say that.
Yep. I'm here for you. I'll probably play it later, too.
Better.
You never know. You never know. Well, welcome, Twitch folks. Welcome to those guys, either in your car or taking us around with you, whatever you're doing. Thanks for joining us. And we do have a big heap and help of stuff for you. Not just...
Do we?
Yeah, well, it's not just classic WoW beta, which is definitely a big thing, but it's also other stuff that was released in this last week. We've got some 8.2 talk, a little bit anyway, and the other games are doing stuff too. Plus eSports.
Esports.
There's always a thing. There's always something going on, which is great. Boy, I think what we'll do is we'll start it off the way we normally do, and that is to kind of see what's going on in your world, Thyst, and catch up with you. And I know that we're going to be talking about Classic in a little bit, so I don't necessarily want you hanging on that. But what have you been up to this week?
Well, besides a little bit of Classic, I've been doing a lot of dungeons. Last week was the dungeon special event, bonus dungeon week, special week, dungeon week in WoW. In which you so I did that, and it was fun running keys. I streamed a little bit. I was running with some of my raid team, and it's always a good time, especially on the weekends where everybody's a little bit more relaxed. It's nice having your friends. We got AOTC last week.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice work.
Jaina that's not an easy fight.
On Heroic?
Yeah.
Next is Mythic.
I mean, I would love to try Mythic. For us, it's just that we don't have enough people.
Right.
We're an interesting bunch. Like, there's a reason we don't stream raids. There's a reason I don't stream our raids. We're just a weird group of people, but we get along great. And, we get down bosses, so that's all that matters.
I know that you guys are a weird group of people. I love you guys. Because, hanging out with you and your team last couple of BlizzCons has been, let's just say eye-opening, and we'll leave it there.
Yeah. Do you remember when we went to IHOP or whatever that breakfast place is called? And then we went back to the raid house, and then Josh built that boat out of pool noodles, and then he he sailed for like a hot minute and then he like completely sank.
I think the hot minute was about 0.5 seconds. It was not a hot minute at all. It was just he basically just jumped in.
Basically, yeah.
That's
but he
kind of
tried.
Yeah, he tried. He really tried.
But yeah, we got Jaina down. It was great. And the weird thing was, like, I always heard, and I saw from the dungeon race that Jaina just sort of doesn't die. But we actually killed her. Like she is dead.
No,
I
liar!
Shot
You
some
lie!
Fire at her. She melted. She's like, I'm melting, and I'm like, good. And then I dragon breathed her in the face, and she like evaporated.
Wow.
Yeah. So we don't have to worry about her anymore. You are
My
welcome.
magic will tear you apart.
That was Jaina.
I know. Old news, my friend. She gone now.
No. She's still around. She's still
The
around.
end of that chapter.
I know how it goes. I know that for me, I was playing a lot of classic WoW, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But it is kind of cool to be in there and mucking about, which is it's good times. But other than that, I have been doing a little bit of Overwatch stuff, and today I did what is it called? The hero. What
Gauntlet?
is it? Yeah, the Gauntlet. Yeah. Oh my God. For those guys that haven't tried the Hero Gauntlet, this is what it is. It's basically the shootout, right? So it's single kills and stuff like that. You're going against everybody, and there's 8 people in there, and then as soon as you kill somebody, you go to the next character, and you have to go through. What is it, like 25 or something characters?
It's like punishing you for being good.
Yeah, and so then you have to kill people on all the different characters, and if you are terrible at any one of them, you could be stuck there for weeks.
Hey man, just look at it as a learning opportunity, okay?
Right. And I got some. I killed.
You got some? Hey, congratulations.
I killed some people, and then I wound up on I think it was Hanzo. I'm terrible at Hanzo.
Me too.
And I got to Hanzo, and I'm like, you know what, gang? I think I'm done. So I kept on dropping myself off the wall because I didn't want to. I didn't want to feed anything. I didn't want to do that.
I don't want to learn.
So I just kept on falling off the wall after a couple of tries, and then I just waited until my ultimate was ready and fired that off, and still didn't kill anybody.
Wow.
It was a very terrible experience.
When are you joining Overwatch League? When are you getting signed, Patrick?
I'm gonna play with MoMA. That's it.
Fine.
I'm gonna be the carry on the team. So
hard carry Krane as usual.
That's
right.
That is right. That's right. So. Oh man, what do you say we just go into some news?
Okay.
All right. It's time for the news, and of course we start with World of Warcraft.
A clever strategy.
A clever strategy is using Thrall as a way to get into the Safe Haven cinematic. The Safe Haven World of Warcraft dropped this new cinematic that featured weird wheat.
Weird wheat?
Weird wheat. And
Crazy weird.
It was
That's
weird because it blew away in the wind. So it was just kind of, it was a very cool thing. And so they dropped this cinematic where Sourfang meets up with our man Thrall at his home.
Our Lord and Savior, Green Jesus.
Yeah, and he's in broken up Nagrand.
Yes, he's in Nagrand nowadays. Nagrand proper, not Nagrand back in time.
Right. And basically recruits him for the cause, for the Horde.
Yes.
Not for the Sylvanas Horde, not for that one, for the other one.
Yes.
And we've known that this story is coming for a while, but now we actually see the cinematic, and it's kind of cool.
Yeah, and I would just like to take this opportunity yet again to say, I told you so.
Beautiful.
I told you. I knew Thrall's coming back. I knew it.
Sure.
I felt it. First, I felt it. Then when I saw Chris Metzen stand up at BlizzCon, I was like, Now I know it to be true. Now it's happening. Like, it's happening right in front of my eyes. This is happening. And I knew the Thrall, and like, you know, all this stuff is going down and I'm not cool with it. And it's making me feel conflicted and weird. But I knew, Patrick, that Thrall was going to come back. And, you know, he might not be the single solitary answer to all of our troubles. He might not be the next war chief again, but he's going to help.
Hey, wait, hold on a sec. Sourfang didn't even ask. That's all I'm saying.
I know that.
He didn't even ask him to come back as war chief. It wasn't even on the table.
I'm just saying.
Stop it.
If it were up to me, he would be war chief.
Right. Just grab your axe and go. Come on. Let's
exactly.
Just grab your crap. Let's go.
Grab that axe.
Right. Because people are coming after you, apparently, with these rogues, and that was very cool, by the way. The couple of rogues that dropped in,
yes,
and they were vanishing, and they were turning invisible, and they were jumping about and all that kind of stuff, and it was just.
And they were making the actual in-game rogue sounds, and I'm super happy for rogue players because, like, obviously, it was super cool to see and hear what their class would be like in such a realistic setting, and I hope to also find out what that feels like someday. Taryn, you're listening. Can you make me a mage story, please?
Right, make a mage story. Well, Jaina would be the perfect mage story.
No, she's dead. I told you.
Really,
earlier.
But apparently she's no longer a part of this thing. Right, she's just been axed.
Yeah, I grabbed that axe.
Right,
and now she's dead.
So what else do we need to know about this cinematic? It's very cool.
Well. It's very cool. It's, I don't know. Well, obviously it's absolutely beautiful. The cinematics team once again knocked it out of the park. It's movie quality. It's better than Pixar. It's mind-blowingly gorgeous. And of course, you know, we love orc cinematics. It's just, you know, like, we love them, and so we love orc cinematics.
But I want to. So in all of this is Battle for Azeroth. This is supposed to be Horde versus Alliance, and all we're getting for cinematics are a lot of Horde, Horde. I mean, we had the Tyrande thing, which was cool. Don't get me wrong, that was pretty cool, and she had the black eyes, and that was awesome. But you know, lots of orcs in this one. So if you're playing Horde, I'm guessing you're feeling pretty good about all these
feeling
cinematics.
So great, Pat. Like, I really am just feeling so good. Like, everything I wanted is coming to fruition, so that's pretty sweet. But so in the cinematic, we see that Thrall has been hiding out in the Grand with his family. We don't see his family, but we know that they're safe and they're chilling.
Or at least we assume that. We don't necessarily know that, but.
I mean, yeah, but, you know, I usually trust what Thrall says. He says that they're nearby and safe.
Yeah, but they don't necessarily have to be. I mean, I'm just kind of throwing things out there because I don't know.
That they might be dead, so they and might be. Them,
you know, they could be gone, but close by. You know what I mean? We don't know that.
I didn't think of that.
Which is why he picks up his axe so easily. It was gonna happen.
I know. I just thought it would be me.
Right.
Yeah, maybe I didn't consider that, but what we do find out is Saurfang was indeed going to get Thrall. Like, that's where he was going after he had the run-in with Sylvanas' spies and all that. We do find out that he wasn't in fact being followed by those rogues. He was following them to Thrall. Right. So now we can assume that Sylvanas was trying to take out Thrall, which is not cool. Maybe. I mean, like, the cinematic is interesting because it seems like it's obvious, but there's a lot of nuance and a lot of variables and a lot of.
I have another possibility, and I'm gonna throw this out there only because I saw some stuff for 8.2, and some of it's kind of spoilery, so I will just do the really cheesy sounder thing, and because this is a little bit spoilery, but we don't know exactly what the story is around it, right? For 8.2, the developers have said there really won't be any Tyrande or Malfurion for 8.2. They're busy doing things, you know, trying to Stop the
knows.
fire. I don't know. And it's still burning. I don't know. Which is kind of weird because Ashara is like a big foe for them. So it's, I don't know. But spotted by, I think it was Icy Veins, put out an article this week saying that throughout 8.2, when they went on these different missions kind of around the world a little bit, they saw these agents of the Black Prince.
Oh, really?
No.
Interesting.
No.
Interesting.
So I don't know exactly. Nobody knows what the story is. They don't know what the story is at all because those agents weren't saying anything, but they were kind of hidden. They were rogues. And I'm not saying that it is that, but it could be that.
Yeah. You know what? Like it could be a lot of things.
Rathian could be up to something, and it involves.
Well, we all knew that he was up to something anyway, right?
Yeah.
So the thing that I don't know, the all-encompassing thing about the lore right now is that a lot of people are saying we've seen this all before. Of course, Thrall is coming back. He's going to fix things. Like he's just, he's going to come in and save the day. We've had an evil war chief before. Is he just going to come in and kill her? Like, is Sylvanas going to be the last boss? Like, I can't believe this is happening again. And yeah, it totally does seem that way sometimes. But I mean, doesn't it feel like maybe this could be kind of a front? Like a Christy Golden
it's totally
ultra mega genius front where we're just like, oh, I know what's going to happen because it's already happened, but then it doesn't happen.
Right.
Like a bunch of other stuff goes down.
Right, exactly. I mean, I have a feeling like they're putting a lot of effort in making it seem exactly like she's, she's, I don't know, whatever. But I don't think that in the end she will be the same. I mean, she's a totally different person, right? I mean, she's no Gary 2.0.
No, because Garrosh was evil. Sylvanas, I mean, you can think that she's evil, absolutely, especially if you're on the wrong end of the tree, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh boy.
But you're on the wrong end of the tree? Anyway, semantics. But she's not evil per se because she's doing what she feels she needs to do, if not for the horde, then at least for her people. Like she's a good leader, she's smart, she's a good strategist, and from an outsider's perspective, what she's doing for the horde is what we should have been doing all along, which is going after the alliance finally and just eliminating the problem, but Old Horde doesn't operate that way because we're full of empathy and honor. And the Horde that we know and love and the one that I stand behind is that Horde, the Horde that is full of honor and empathy and acceptance for other races. Because I feel like that's what separates us from just being the savages that we are perceived to be by the Alliance. And Sylvanas doesn't understand that. Sarfang understands that. Thrall understands that. So we can't assume that she's evil. And the thing that keeps getting me is that Vol'jin said that she has to be the leader. And I don't know about you, but I trust him and he trusts the Loas. And I've seen those Loas, and some of them are dinosaurs. So
right, and Bwansamdi has some business with Sylvanas probably, and
probably. Makes sense.
Right. And N'Zoth sounds like he may have some business with Sylvanas as well.
Absolutely.
So
who knows? And what I'm terrible at predictions, but what I'm thinking is for some reason, Sylvanas needs to go down this path, this dark path. Like I'm not agreeing with what she's doing, but I'm not disagreeing with it either. I don't like it, but whatever. But I feel like she's doing all of these things to provoke the Alliance and also make the rightful true leader of the Horde have to step up, whoever that is, whether it's Sarfang, whether it's Princess Talanji, whether it's Thrall, who knows?
Yeah. Well, we will find out. I think that we won't know anything until probably, halfway through, most of the way through 8.2.
Probably.
And then, you know, when 8.3 hits the PTR, and then we get all the spoilers from Wowhead and Icy Veins and stuff like that, then we'll have a better idea of where this thing is going. Maybe. But they'll just stuff it into a really great cinematic and just leave it there so that everybody has to guess at what actually happens. That would be beautiful, actually.
Absolutely.
So,
you know, the cool part is too, like, we know that a bunch of old god stuff is coming.
Right.
And that's just going to throw a wrench into everything. Like, I can't wait to see
everything.
Because they've got so many tentacles, they can hold very many wrenches, Pat.
Yeah. Right. They can.
What?
They can. No, they can. They can.
No, like, can you?
So that's the cinematic, and it is beautiful. And if you haven't seen it yet, it's in the launcher. Just go and start up WoW and watch it.
Yeah.
Just do it. It's no big deal. Yeah, it's totally cool.
What are you waiting for?
Right. Also, this week we have more to talk about with 8.2. I'm not going to talk about it too much because I don't want to get into necessarily super spoilery stuff or whatever. But I mean, this week we saw, new mounts and world bosses added to the PTR. We saw the Essence's intro quest line.
Ooh.
Yeah, which starts off pretty good, and then you have to go away and help Azeroth do something, and then you can come back to it. But yeah, it's and of course Essences are the new thing that we're going to be doing, right? This is
the new thing we got to get.
The way that we are empowering our neck piece is with these Essences now.
I've never said no to gathering Essence. I've always just felt like that was a great thing to do.
Just reminds me of Dark Crystal, the movie, and all the podlings their essences were taken away from them through the Dark Crystal.
Ew.
Yeah. It
reminds me of Austin Powers 2, where he gets his mojo stolen.
It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, that's Essence,
not really.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, it's basically the same movie. Austin Powers and Dark Crystal, pretty much the same
Powers
thing.
2, The Spy Who Shagged. Wait.
Well, yeah, it was 2.
Yeah.
I totally agree. It's the same thing.
I hope nobody travels back in time to steal my mojo out of my frozen body.
Gotta get back in time.
Yeah. So, please don't do that. Please don't sneak back in time and steal my mojo.
Please don't do it. Please.
We've also seen, there's also an article today about the Nazjatar bodyguard system, where we're also going to have a bodyguard on Nazjatar that can walk around with us, and we collect quests specifically for each bodyguard. And they have to be active at the time, so it's like you have to like grab the quest, go do the quest, turn in the quest, and then grab the next bodyguard and then go do that if you're gonna min-max it. So
I hope that these bodyguards are a little more bodyguardy than the last ones that we had in Legion.
I don't think so.
Because I think I expect too much from these guys. Like,
Right.
They mount up when you mount up and you're like, let's ride. And then, you're riding along and then
they go,
you get caught
pew.
Yeah.
I'm
They just
gonna
sort of
shoot
stand
you
back.
guys.
I'll protect you. It's like,
Right.
you're not even doing anything. Or like they'll get turned around and just like stand there looking elsewhere. Meanwhile, you're fighting like 5 dudes and you're like, bodyguard was.
Apparently it's gonna we're gonna have to level them up along the way too. So this is yet another grind on top of all the other grinds that we're going to be doing. So you can grind them up to level 3 XP wise by bringing them out and doing quests with them. And then
So it's kind of
stuffing
like
them back in a jar, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. In a jar. Got it.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's all of that stuff that's kind of been going on this week. I don't know if there's any real consensus about what's happening because it's all like testing. Also, all the raid testing is going on too.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
I mean, it's exciting. There's so much to focus on right now, and like my team is just starting the new raid. And
the Crucible.
Yeah, it's pretty hard.
Right.
Honestly.
Right.
But yeah, it's and like nobody's even talking about WoW proper right now because of Classic coming out for beta.
Oh, you're right. There is that thing called Classic in beta right now, so maybe we should talk a little Classic.
Gotta get back in time.
So we're now. You're in classic beta.
You're in.
I'm in classic beta. Shush. And so just briefly, what have you done with classic? What's been going on?
Well, you bothered me until I logged in.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to kind of recreate my very, very first tune ever. I was a vanilla player. If anybody doesn't know, I don't know how anybody couldn't know at this point, but
sure.
I didn't start playing like I started playing a month after it dropped. So
okay.
I'm not like ultra vanilla, but I'm pretty darn vanilla because I had to wait till Christmas to get it, and it came out in November, and I had to wait until December, the end of December, because I was a kid and I didn't have any money, and my dad said that he'd get it for me for Christmas, and so I got it for Christmas. I was at my grandma's house. It was Christmas Eve. You said to explain this quickly, but it looks like I'm not gonna. And I went home, and I had all of the 5 or 6 or 100 CD-ROMs. My computer was built from other computers by my friend's older brother.
Okay.
So it was terrible. And it was on dial-up and plugged into the phone, and I had to wait all Christmas night uploading WoW to the computer. Then I had to go to bed because my mom's like, Santa's not coming if you don't go to bed. And I'm like, I literally could not care less about Santa right now, but okay. Go to bed, wake up. I remember falling asleep looking at the manual. Then the next day, like I opened presents or whatever, and then I went back to the computer. And my mom, she got my brother and I. My brother was really into Pepsi. I was really into Dr. Pepper. And my mom does this thing where she like buys things like months in advance to give us for Christmas because it's cheaper. And she got us each this box of mini Halloween chocolate bars. So literally, I sat down and I played Vanilla World of Warcraft for 12 hours, eating nothing but chocolate bars and drinking nothing but Dr. Pepper. And I rolled a Tauren Warrior because I love Tauren because I've been playing Warcraft 3 and 2 and 1, but 3 most recently, obviously.
Yeah, right.
And the Tauren were the reason why I wanted WoW in the first place because I just wanted to be a cow person.
Sure.
But little did I know, Patrick, that like that stretch of 12 hours eating junk food would define the next 15 years of my life. And now it has come full circle.
Right.
Playing with you the other night.
Sure.
So,
and so we played for a couple of hours, and we made it through the initial starting zone, went down to Bloodhoof Village, and seriously wiped to these pale mane tanners and skinners forever. We died probably about 4 or 5 times, and it was crazy. I don't know if the timers were a little quicker than I expected, or maybe there was a patrol that was way too close, but we ended up getting surrounded by like 3 or 4 of these dudes and dead real quick.
Yes, absolutely. What
it's
you have
crazy.
to know is if you didn't play in Vanilla's hard. Classic WoW is hard.
And so I jumped in Wrath, and when I jumped in Wrath, I'm guessing that they had nerfed that at some point to make it at least a little bit easier for new players and stuff. I was, and it felt familiar from that standpoint because this is all pre-Cataclysm. And if you guys joined in Cataclysm or later, you wouldn't know any of this stuff. So it's got to be a little cool, but it doesn't mean much to you guys. For me, it actually means something. It harkens back to at least the beginning of my WoW experience. So I went through all of the different starting zones on all these different characters. I played for probably about, I would say it was probably about 10, 15 hours last week going through the starting zones.
A lot of it too.
Yeah.
And it was really fun to watch. Which one did you enjoy the most?
So I think that it depends. So like the Orc starting zone is probably the most familiar to me, or at least it brings back all of the nostalgia for me. And so it was really cool playing around in there. Mulgar is always really cool because it's just so big. It's just so kind of vast. It feels so open and everything like that. And then Undead's really cool. And this is a different undead zone. Well, a slightly different starting area from what it is now. And I think
I can't help but notice you're mentioning all of the horde.
Yeah, to be honest, the human one is not awesome. The dwarf one's okay. The night elf one is actually really cool. I like that. I like the feel of that because it is, once again, it feels huge. It feels really huge. And I was talking about this on the stream. I'm like going, I remember like the first major cities that you go into, when you go into Orgrimmar, that feels incredibly huge and really intimidating. And same thing with Darnassus. With going into that capital city, you're like, oh my God, this is so crazy huge. I didn't feel that way with Stormwind at all because I think it's like it feels smaller, but then you get in there and it's pretty vast. So you don't really understand it. When you're flying over it, I think it has a better effect.
Yeah, I will agree with that. It is really big, but it looks like Storytime Fairyland,
Kinda.
Orgrimmar.
You know what's really intimidating? Goldshire.
Why?
Just cause. You never know who you're gonna run into.
Like what? Wait, yeah, I know.
Right. Especially if you're on Moonguard. It's just kind of one of those things, and I don't know. I mean, I think as far as the Alliance side goes, Night Elf starting zone, really great. I really like that one. The other ones, they're okay. It's fun. It's still fun, but a lot of the Horde ones are kind of Horde is where I started. So that's kind of where I have my original nostalgia coming from. So, and that's why I'm playing with you as a Tauren Druid, because number one, it's fun. And number two, I like being out of mana a lot.
Of course. And this means we get to go to the Barrens really quick.
Oh, the Barrens.
Yeah, we just have a few harpies to take care of, and we go to Thunderbluff, and then we go to the Barrens.
The Barrens.
The Barrens remain, after all these years, my favorite place in WoW.
All right, I got to break in here because this is perfect timing. So for this week, I actually made another top 10. And so we'll just go to the Convert to Raid top 10. So for this week, since we're talking about the Barrens already, we're going to do the top 10 Chuck Norris jokes for Classic WoW. Woo! Top 10 Chuck Norris jokes. Are you ready? Are you ready for the silliness? For the bunch of dumb that's about to be flown your way.
This is not dumb. These are facts.
These are facts. All right. Number 10. Chuck Norris joke for Classic WoW. Number 10. Chuck Norris can slam a revolving door.
I've seen him do it.
Right. Number 9. Chuck Norris does not own a stove, oven, or microwave because revenge is a dish best served cold. Why would you need that stuff? You don't need it. You don't need it at all.
Don't need it. All he eats is revenge.
Right. Number 8. Chuck Norris is the reason Waldo is hiding. And of course, this is, since we're going back to Classic, kind of makes sense.
Perfect sense.
Right. All right. Number 7. Chuck Norris doesn't shower. He only takes blood baths. so there. Bloodbath. He goes to Bloodbath and Beyond.
Ew.
That's his favorite store. Number 6. Chuck Norris has 2 speeds: walk and kill.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Number 5. Chuck Norris sleeps with a pillow under his gun.
I mean,
self-explanatory, right? Number 4. When Chuck Norris wants an egg, he cracks open a chicken. Well, these are, so when you're in Barons, you might want to use some of these. Just jot them down. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Here is number 3, Chuck Norris jokes for Classic WoW. The truth will set you free unless Chuck Norris has you. If that's the case, forget it, buddy. Never going.
He will hold you prisoner for the rest of your life.
Right.
With his fist.
With his fist. That's it. Number 2. Chuck Norris doesn't read books. He stares them down until he gets the information he wants. I kind of like that one. That's a good one. That's a really good one. All right, and the number 1 Chuck Norris joke for Classic WoW. The quickest way to a man's heart is with Chuck Norris's fist. There we have it. There we go. So a little Barons top 10 for you. You're going to need some of those. You're going to need some.
Oh, yeah. Like if we hit the Barons and I don't see any Chuck Norris jokes, I'm going to be actually genuinely upset.
Right. Barons chat is best chat.
Oh, yeah. I was there, Pat. I was there.
I was there, too.
I was completely lost.
It was between Chuck Norris jokes and Mankrik wife jokes.
Yeah.
That was basically it. It was like, all right. So
Swag Cannon in chat wants to know if CTR is planning on a classic guild.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes. We will have a classic guild. Actually, we may even have 2 classic guilds because we understand that people want to get the different stories from all the different angles, play all the different tunes and stuff like that. So we are planning on doing something. I'm not sure exactly what. But we are planning on having guilds, guilds. Not sure any of the other info. We've got a few months to think about it.
That's cool.
I want to check out and see what's going on with guilds on beta before I do that. And especially getting into kind of how they work. Because if they work the way that they did back in vanilla, I think we can have 10,000 characters in one guild. If they work the same way. They might not.
Question.
They might not. But if they do, that's easy. Then it's just one guild on one side, one guild on the other side. Come on, join in. Everybody can come. But yeah, it'll be weird for sure. So we'll see. We'll have to wait and see what ends up happening with guilds on beta.
That sounds fun. Wouldn't it be? If that was true, like if it does like operate like it used to, and we could have all those people in one, how fun would that be?
That'd be so
great. People on all of the time, forever.
Oh yeah, and I mean we have that now, but the problem is that you're in different co-guilds, so then you need something like the add-on Greenwall to be able to link all those different guilds together, and it's just kind of a hodgepodge thing, right?
Hodgepodge, exactly.
So, but then you can get all the great guild achievements. You can go and do, you can go and invade all the capital cities and all that kind of stuff. And I
love invading capital cities.
I actually saw some of that this weekend as well because I mean there are a couple of big guilds already forming on the beta with many, like a lot of the big streamers and stuff like that. And so I got to watch some PvP action from both sides as a couple of big streamers were going head to head. And it was pretty funny. It was pretty ridiculous.
And it's awesome too, because with my job, I have to keep, abreast of what's going on Twitch. Sure. And in the past week, WoW beta has been dominating, and it's more popular than Fortnite. Like some of the biggest WoW streamers, like Asmongold, for example.
Asmongold and Venruki and
they've been rivaling, if not beating, Ninja.
Well, and they've been getting like Overwatch League numbers, like 100,000 plus.
Yeah,
people watching these streams.
Like, it's interesting because like WoW Classic came about because it's what the people wanted. Blizz wasn't going to do this. This wasn't the thing that they were planning on. And I'm so glad that, after everything that Blizzard went through to make this happen for everybody, that at least right now, it seems like people are just as happy as, they said they were going to be about being able to play Classic. And it's so good to see World of Warcraft on top right now and Blizzard on top right now. And I couldn't be happier, honestly.
And honestly, I think that they're doing a great job with what I've seen so far, with all the different starting zones, and even with feeling like I don't have any power. Because, at level 6, do you really have any power? No.
No.
You shouldn't have any mana. You shouldn't. You don't have any of the buildup. So it's like I fire off 3 shots, and then I'm like, okay, I guess I got to whap you with a stick now until you're dead.
Yeah, you got to whap your stick after 3 shots. And then you just feel tired. But yeah, Classic WoW, like WoW Vanilla, like that is a hard game. Like there were no shortcuts. There were no alternative methods. There weren't any, nothing was given to you. You had to work for everything, including leveling, including the money to buy your
gold
own
stuff.
talent.
Oh my God. The gold thing is pretty crazy because.
Oh yeah.
Basically, in the bag space, right? So there's a couple of different things. You feel like you have way less power. You feel like you have no space in your bags, so you can't go very far. You can't do too many quests in a row. Otherwise, you're going to run out of bag space, and then you'll be like totally screwed on that end. And then when you come back, you only get like 20 copper for it. So.
And you've probably died 20 plus times.
And then you need to repair, and that takes up all your gold or all your copper, I should say. I was looking at bags in Mulgore, and they were like 2 silver, and I'm like, I'm never gonna get there. There's no way, and it's for like a bag of 6, right? And it's just like, ugh.
That's why vanilla players are always saying I played in vanillas because yes, we didn't know any better back then, but you really did need to persevere. You needed patience. You needed to...
And a 2-hour Hearthstone, and it's crazy.
It was hard. And that's why I was so surprised that people wanted this so badly, because to me, like World of Warcraft, every expansion, every patch, they were just improving it to make the gameplay smoother and easier and taking away some of the pain and putting in just more content for you to try instead. And I prefer that, of course. But kudos to the people who didn't play in vanilla, who are really enjoying it. Like, I'm glad. Right. I'm glad that you get to experience that. And I hope that this makes people appreciate WoW even more.
And I'm really happy to go back in time and go experience this content again. At maybe a little less nerfed a point in time, which is actually pretty cool as well. Yeah. I'm digging that so far. So it really does remind me of the early days of when I joined, although I can't honestly remember how difficult it was or not. It's kind of like you go, yeah, it seems about right. I'm dying a lot, so that's about right.
But it's so cute though to think that we didn't even know back then, like in Wrath, like even before that, we didn't know.
And for those guys that want to get into the classic beta, just make sure a couple of different things. Number one, make sure that you opt into the beta. Go to your Battle.net profile. Go to
on the website.
On the website, yes, Battle.net, and go to your profile and make sure that all of the betas are selected that you want to participate in if they come available. And I know that they are going to be doing a couple of different things. They did another round of invites for the EU today, I think. They might be doing another round of NA as well. I didn't hear that, but I'm guessing if they did EU, it makes sense. And they're going to also be doing a bunch of stress tests. One is going to be tomorrow, Wednesday, from 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific. They want people to join in on the stress test server, basically in the intro zones. So you're only gonna be able to level up to 5, but they just want to pack it as much as possible and see what kind of trauma that brings the server. So it should be fun.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a great time.
Yeah, just people running around willy-nilly and
packing it in. Yeah.
The nice thing is you don't have to worry too much in the starting zones. I mean, most of the creatures are yellow, so they won't attack you right away.
Yeah, right. They won't attack you until you attack them.
Right.
Like me.
Right. It's not until you get out into the open world a little bit more where you get only red guys.
Yeah, just try to follow. Keep to the path. You'll be mostly safe.
Yep. And if you want to check your status at any point, you can go to your launcher and check that drop-down menu for region and account, region/account. And you can check the drop-down and see if you're in a beta or the stress test or whatever.
And I was looking, and there is a difference between like regions. I don't know if you just said that, but I was trying to play with one of my EU friends, and we weren't sure if it was just like one realm of two, like PvP and PvE, but there is a difference between NA and EU at least.
Oh,
so,
all right.
Yeah,
so
kind of sucks.
Yeah, it kind of does. And the other thing that I also found out that kind of sucks is that, I mean, and I haven't thought about this because I've never been on a PvP server really, but you can't have one Alliance tune and one Horde tune on the same server.
That's right.
So, and they only have one PvP server.
That's where all the cool kids go.
Yep, that is. So that's why I'm playing Horde on the PvP server during beta.
That's right.
When we go live, who knows? Who knows what I'll do? But for now, actually, I'll probably go Horde for that.
Good.
I probably will.
I'll protect you. Don't worry.
It's all the nostalgias. It's all of those things. So.
Yeah, that's what this whole thing is all about.
And plus, you got to make it different from the current game as well. So I mean, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Differentiate a little bit. Don't get burnt out.
Exactly. And remember, guys, that there are no beta keys for Classic WoW. There's no keys. Just get it.
Trust us. We tried to. Like we tried. I begged everybody. I was like, not for me, but there's just so many people that I was hoping would get beta keys, and it seems like all betas are super locked down and seemingly very random, but this one seemed a bit stingy, or at least has seemed stingy so far. Obviously there's a good reason why they're, slow rolling these things out, but again, they're not giving away keys. Nobody has keys. Well, nobody at Blizzard has keys to give away. It's just invites.
Let's make sure that we say this the right way, because Frasley said something in chat. So there are no keys for getting into beta. Once you are in the beta, however, yes, there are keys to get into dungeons.
Oh,
dungeon keys.
Oh God! Just way too much.
There are so many different pains that must be had in this process.
That was just because I played vanilla doesn't mean that I was a good player. I was terrible up until about Wrath. I had absolutely no idea what I was doing, but it's a testament to how awesome and multifaceted WoW is that, I found other things to do besides actually playing the game properly for all those years. And I was terrible at everything, just everything. I was bad at it. And I didn't know, and I kept getting kicked out of groups and stuff. And I was like, that's weird. What?
I just remember taking strength stuff for my hunter.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know how to play the game either. I'm like going, well, that's better than what I got. So I'm just going to take it. I'm just going to need it. People did not like me.
Me either. It's okay. It's all right. It was a hard game. It was a very hard game.
Those were the days. So this week, I'm probably going to be streaming a lot more Classic. Make sure to check it out on probably Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I think I'll at least try to stream some.
Good.
We'll see exactly what ends up happening. And then you said something today to me that so the Lagging Balls is turning 4,
yes.
Which congratulations.
Thank you.
And you're going to be doing a big 24-hour stream thing.
That's right.
And so
that's right.
So maybe during that we can play some classic beta and get into some shenanigans.
I would love that, Patrick.
At some point.
I look forward to it. Let's do that for 24 hours.
Oh boy. 24 hours? I can't do that for 24 hours, I don't think.
We used to be able to do that.
I know. I'm going to need a lot of Monster.
Oh,
and
me too.
Some of those Halloween chocolates.
Yes, those really help.
Dr. Pepper.
You know what else helped?
What?
I was sitting with my little brother, and he was sitting next to me, and he was like so enraptured with WoW, but I wouldn't let him play because it was my game, that he was literally like unwrapping the chocolate for me as I was like killing boars.
Oh, that's so nice.
So nice. It was so nice. It was
so you need somebody sitting next to you unwrapping chocolates.
Yeah. Looks like that'll be me.
That's funny. That's awesome. I'm just picturing that in my head. Now,
it was nice. It was a good Christmas.
It's very cute. It's very cute. Anything else for Classic that you want to bring up? Because I know that we basically just started this journey going through beta.
Yeah. Again. I don't know. Sentimentally, it's wonderful, and I can't wait to progress and see Orgrimmar and see the Barons, and I'm actually looking forward to doing all the things that I didn't do in vanilla just because I was terrible and wasn't aware of it.
Sure.
Just doing dungeons properly and raids properly and quests properly and gearing up properly. Like, I kind of just fumbled my way through WoW for many years, but you know, I wouldn't trade that for anything because I had and still have so much fun. And this is a very unique opportunity to relive the past and see what you can make of it. And
I know that there are some folks that are saying, you know, we're gonna do classic raiding. We're gonna have a classic raiding guild, and we're gonna just live here, which is very, very cool. And I know that they're gonna be, you know, they've said that they're gonna be releasing this stuff in phases. There's gonna be 6 phases for classic, and I don't know how much time is gonna be between them, and I don't think they do either. But they kind of have a layout of what the dungeons and raids are gonna be that come with all of these different updates along the way, and so maybe we'll see some of that in beta. Not sure.
Hope so.
And I'm kind of looking forward to possibly participating in raids at level in Classic, which would be great. I did it at level during Kata. I mean, you know, it was like level 60 raids at level 60. Turn off the XP, but it was Kata, so it was different. You know, it was a different experience. So this should be interesting. I look forward to it.
Good word.
Kinda.
Just a little. Kinda.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Exactly. But for now, we'll move on and we'll go into Overwatch.
Oh, this is my jam.
Yes. So we have, it's the Overwatch Anniversary, and to that we say congratulations. And for their anniversary, they give us stuff, which is great. If you log in right now, you can get a legendary loot box, and that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get at
least. Did you get anything?
Well, I got 2 or 3 skins. I got the Sherlock skin for McCree, which is the legendary, I believe, in that box. And so, yes, it was very cool. I got actually 3 skins that I didn't have before.
Oh, congratulations! And
an emote that I did not have either. So that was awesome. And along with this stuff, until June 11th, they have they're doing the anniversary brawl, which is every day it's a new brawl from whenever, right?
Other seasonal events, yes.
So like the snowball fight and Lucio Ball and all that stuff.
Junkenstein's Revenge.
Yeah, and so there's a whole schedule, and you can go check it out and jump in whenever, and so that's really great. Plus, there's a bunch of new skins.
Yes, and
plus all the old ones. You know.
Yes, those are all unlockable. All skins are unlockable right now. Ooh, and it's so good.
It is sweet.
I watched the new hamster emote where he's dancing.
I didn't see that one.
It's called Hamster Dance, and he pops out of his mech and he like does a break dance on top of it, and the mech itself is like dancing around. Yeah, it's really cool.
Really?
Oh, and he's got 3 new voice lines, and one of them is a reference to Katamari, which is like my favorite non-Blizzard game. So I'm very happy about that. That's very meta to me.
Very cool.
As a hamster man.
And I know that there's new skins for Diva, Winston. Winston has a pretty cool
Gargoyle.
one. Yeah. Roadhog has a really cool one as well, like Toxic Roadhog.
Toxic, yes.
May, Brigitte, Farah, and I can't remember the rest. I mean, there's just a bunch of new skins.
There's lots. Yeah.
And also, and this is a little bit more confusing to some people. It's a little bit more, I don't know, it's more in-depth. It's an in-depth thing. They have the new Overwatch workshop, and that is now open. So you can really customize games.
Yeah, it's been open for a little while on PC, but now it's open for PlayStation. And you can make your own custom games, and it's you have to understand a few things that I don't understand.
Right. You have to understand kind of how their programming works for it. Because you can create games. The one reference that they give you is that anytime you're on the floor, you will burn.
Yeah.
So you will be on fire if you are on the ground at all.
Yeah.
So that's so you can make up games that do that. You can make up games that do like a bunch of different things, and you can add all these actions and
then you can share the code with other people so they can try your game.
Right. And that's, I mean, it's all just kind of loosey-goosey, as they say right now. It all
Who
just
says that, Pat?
Me.
Yeah, that would be you.
My mom actually probably says.
Oh, really? Okay. Well,
yeah, it's all just so loosey-goosey, Patrick. And I'm like, oh God.
Does she also call you Patrick?
Yes, she does. Of course she does.
That's adorable.
Yes. And so, but you do have to kind of understand what their language is, and they have all of the resources on their website as far as I can tell. And I started reading it, and then I went, yeah, I'm never going to do this. I can't see myself doing this. I'll take the code, enter that in, and be okay, but I'm not going to go through and code it. Ugh.
Yeah, I'll let smart people do that for me.
Right.
As everything else in my life.
Right. And
I love smart people.
And speaking of smart people, let's talk a little bit of StarCraft 2.
Gotta love that.
So now we have patch 4.9.0. It has arrived as of today. And if you're into StarCraft, I'm sure you're like, yay! Because now there's a new co-op commander, Stetmann, and he leads the Mecha Swarm army. It's like taking the best of all the sides, Terran, Protoss, and a little Zerg thrown in there, and it looks really cool. I mean, I don't play StarCraft, but I kind of know StarCraft because I watch eSports.
Right.
And you know, as much as I can anyway. And so this looks really weird because they're doing all these things that look like it's just breaking the game. It's fun. It's fun. They have a little video intro, and I saw it, and I was like, that looks cool. I want them to do that in WCS.
I wish that I understood. Maybe someday I will. I don't know.
It looks like fun. That's all I'm saying.
It does.
It looks like stupid fun. It looks like
smart fun.
Yeah, okay. It looks like smart fun.
Smart fun.
Like
fun. Sudoku.
Nah, I don't know if that's fun. Sudoku fun?
It's definitely smart. I don't know.
It's definitely you need a little bit of brains on it for that one. Yeah.
I don't have that at all.
Oh boy. All right. So that is available now. We'll talk to WCS in just a little bit, but for right now, I also want to talk a little bit of Hearthstone.
Well met.
Yeah, because we have the Dalaran. I don't know.
Either
Heist.
or is fine.
The Dalaran Heist is going on. We have the new solo player game. I played that a little bit this week, and
How was it?
And I was like, okay. And then I, kind of stopped after a little bit.
Okay.
I didn't go into the next level of things. I didn't buy the next chapter. I just played chapter 1. There's 4 chapters. 1 and 2 are out right now, or there's 4 or 5. Anyway, 1 and 2 are out right now. You can get 1 and buy 2 for 700 gold or whatever it is.
So you get 1 for the price of 2?
You get 1 free, and then you can buy 1.
Oh, so 1 for the price of another.
1 for the price of 1. 1 for free,
work?
1 for the price of 1. That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes.
Oh.
And so and you can play through it, and if you unlock stuff, you can get more heroes, and you can get more different hero powers and stuff like that. So I was kind of playing, and you can unlock starting decks, and from there you build, and it's really actually kind of cool the way that they've done it. I don't feel like this is enough of a push away from what they've done before, so it feels very familiar at the same time, which is a good thing and a bad thing, right?
Yeah, it's not necessarily bad.
No, it's a good thing because it's very familiar, and it's also a bad thing because it's very familiar.
Sure. It's safe.
Right. And you're like, why would I go buy chapter 2 when I can just play the old solo stuff, and if I really wanted to do
Solo in the Wookiee? There's a Star Wars reference. Sorry.
I know what it was.
Just
So that has been out for a little while. If you guys have other opinions, please let us know here at the show at ConvertToRaid on Twitter or converttoraid@gmail.com. Either way, or hit me up personally. That's totally fine. Let me know why. Let me know why I'm wrong.
I'll tell you why.
Well,
I don't have a retort. I'm sorry.
What was it? My wife said something along the lines of, I made it like a really bad joke, and she says, "Let me tell you why you're stupid."
Did she pull out a notepad?
Nah, she pulled out a list that it was fully written on. So that's still going on. Let me know what you guys think of that. And just announced, I think today, it was announced that there's going to be, for June, essentially, June 3rd through July 1, there's going to be a Rise of the Mech event, which is basically like a lot of exploding things.
Sounds good to me.
For June through July. So if you log in, you can get a golden copy of a new legendary mech, Snip Snap.
Snip Snap.
Snip Snap. Right.
Snip Snap.
Right. And they're rebalancing a bunch of the mechs, and they're going through, and it's going to be past and present mechs from a bunch of different expansions, and those are going to be in the arena. And then they're also going to have this mechanical invitational starting June 4th, really, with play, where they're going to have teams of 2 competitors from the NA live set against teams from around the world. So,
wow, that is so cool.
Yeah, so they're doing something fun with it. It's like this big month-long Hearthstone event, which is really pretty cool.
It really is. It's so... They give you so many opportunities with Hearthstone to get out there and play Hearthstone.
Well, and to do something different with it. I mean, just kind of change it up and really try to have some fun within the game, and yeah. So that's all coming up. So there. And now we will go on to eSports. eSports, that's right. So the Overwatch League this last week had their All-Star break. That was fun.
It was fun. It's always fun.
It's fun. We got to see the commentators play against each other.
Yes.
And blow each other up. And Bren was very stoked about himself, I think. His own play style. So that was cool.
I love him. He's so fun.
He is. He's very funny. And we got to see the sniper event. Where it was just all Widow.
Oh yeah.
It's always so weird. Those guys really know where the best places are for Widow, and they know where the next move is in Widow versus Widow. They know where that person is going to be, so they kind of line up shots and try to get the right angle and really try to get in there.
Just like Gretzky said, right?
I don't know what he said. I'm not Canadian.
Oh, I guess you wouldn't know then.
What did he say?
It's something like shoot for where the puck should be, not where it's going, or like go for where the puck is going, not where it is, or something like that. Yeah. Just always try to anticipate things rather than just following things.
That rings a bell.
Yeah.
So that was fun, and then we got to see Atlantic versus Pacific, and Atlantic won on this one. So congratulations, guys, and that was really great. And I don't know, it was just kind of a fun little 2-day event.
Totally. It's a nice break. It's funny. It's good. It's good entertainment. It's really nice. And it's fun seeing the professionals, cut loose a little bit and show off a little bit. Yeah. And it's nice that it was in the middle of the year this time rather than at the end, when everybody's like super burnt out.
Agreed. Agreed. And now we're going into stage 3 this week. So that means yet another stage. We saw San Francisco just totally dominate last stage. We'll see if they can do it again. That'd be great.
Yeah, this is the week that I've been dreading.
Why?
Because this is the first week of the entire year that my two teams face off against each other. On Saturday, June 8th, the Glads and the Fuel have to fight. I'm not happy. I don't want to see it, Pat. You hate to see it.
Well, that's all right.
I love them both. That's
on Friday, by the way. That's on Friday, not Saturday. So
Oh.
Friday night could be a real bummer of a night for you.
Oh, no.
Somebody's going to lose.
I don't want that to happen.
I mean, I guess they could tie. They're not going to.
Yeah, they could just keep tying the whole time.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Like the whole time.
I don't think so. But I mean, it's kind of cool. We're starting off a new stage, starting fresh, and we've seen some of these teams just dominate throughout the year. I think there's like 4 or 5 teams that are like really they seem like they are unstoppable.
Yeah.
So, and I guess we'll just see what ends up happening. And your Glads are facing one of them, the Titans, on Sunday.
Yeah. I don't know, but like if we've seen anything from Overwatch League like last year and this year, just because it seems like some teams are unstoppable doesn't mean anything,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No,
it means that they're doing really well right now. I mean, yes, obviously some teams are better than others, but we saw that last year too. Like some teams were dominating until the very end when they choked, and then and there you are. So I think that's exciting, and that always adds an element of excitement and mystery and surprise to Overwatch League.
And we'll see what ends up happening this week as far as if there's any surprises or anything that we're not expecting. So good luck to all those teams out there. Make sure to tune in. Starts on Thursday, right? Yeah, Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific time. So there. Next up, we'll talk a little bit about WCS, because there was the WCS Spring event where we saw a return of Cyril to the champion slot for the WCS Spring event. Big congrats to Cyril. There was actually, and he beat Special in like 4 games, I think. And there was this really cool article talking about Cyril and about how people look at him, how professional gamers look at this guy from Finland. And where they just kind of think of him as this StarCraft god, essentially. That is so crazy unstoppable. The only reason that he lost the last time was because he was sick, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like
that would make sense.
Like kind of bad. Like he had the flu.
His godliness was compromised.
Right. But it's a very cool article talking about how the reporter was actually in a couple of different places, going between where the pro players were watching the finals together, and then also in the media room, and the players were like, yeah, he's unbelievable. he's just unstoppable. He's and they were smiling about it. They were like, yeah, we can't stop him.
I mean, you love to see a winner who's like a winner,
Yeah.
like a natural born, just amazing winner.
Right.
You love to see it.
Right. And also this last week, we saw the beginning of Hearthstone Grand Masters Season 1. So Season 1 started this last week. It's every Friday and Saturday. It's 1v1s and it's best of 3s. And it's top players throughout the world, all going head-to-head in all the different regions. And so the schedule is insane. And there are so many matchups. It's crazy.
I know. I glanced at it and I was like,
Yeah, it's insane. And there's no reason to. I mean, if I could single somebody out, I would. But there are just so many great players, and it's the Americas, Europe, and Asia Pacific. They're splitting it up into those 3 groups, and they have those 3 groups going, Friday and Saturday, and they have. I think it's like 4 hours of play time for each of those regions per day. And
wow.
and so it's crazy. And then there's going to be 8 weeks in a season. And then, after that you go to the finals and all that kind of stuff. So it's this big, huge, long thing, but it's really great if you're a Hearthstone viewer, and you want to see some amazing games. Make sure to watch it every week from now until, I guess, the next couple of months.
Yeah.
So
don't miss a single one.
Don't miss a one. Yeah, that's about all I got for esports. You got anything else?
No.
Anything from any of the other games?
I mean, no.
I mean, nah.
Nah.
All right. Well, then I'll just play that. So, before we go, now's our time to let you know what's going on with us and how you might be able to get involved. Thyst, what is going on with you? You got your 4-year anniversary thing. You got your 24-hour stream. When is that?
Yeah.
When does that start? Do we know?
We're thinking Saturday around 2 p.m. EST.
Okay.
And then, going for 24 hours. There's going to be some kind of charity thing involved. Just check out @laggingballs on Twitter. There's going to be information coming up very soon, and you can find me on Twitter @Thyst03.
Cool. And as for me, I will be streaming some classic WoW. We'll see exactly how much, but it will probably be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right in there for at least a couple of hours, I would think, per day. But we'll see what ends up happening with that. And you can follow me @PatKrane with a K on the Tweetbot thing.
And Snapchat.
And sure, there too. All right, and so I'll bail out of that and I'll play this. And you can also follow Convert2Raid @Convert2Raid on Twitter, and you can join the Bazooble Guabo Nation over at Convert2Raid.com. That's where we have all of our stuff. We have our audios, our videos, our guild stuff, our swag store, sure. And our Convert2Raid podcast network that features shows like Lagging Balls and others from the regulars that join us here on Convert2Raid. And more. I always like to say that because there's more stuff on there.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff.
There is. There's lots of stuff. It's all over at Convert2Raid.com. That's going to be it for the show. Thyst, thank you.
Welcome.
And Twitch chat, thank you guys. Always great seeing you in here. Really love seeing you guys up in the corner over there. So over that way. Sorry. And thank you guys for bringing us along with you wherever you go. Whether you're at home, in the car, wherever you are, thank you so much for taking us with you. We do appreciate. And that's it. So back to classic, I guess. There are worse places.
That's true.
All right. For Thyst and myself and for everybody else over here at Convert2Raid, thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time. Until then, bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Boop, beep, boop, bop, beep.